Okay, so let's create this dark vortex for when our gate is invalid. So I will navigate to our tutorial folder and I'll duplicate our blue version and I'll call it vortex black. And I'll open that up. And in here, I'll change it so we turn it black. And to do that, I will copy the settings from my other original one. So just copy stuff here with me and we shall be there in no time. So for opacity mask, I don't believe I ever made this with you. Let's ignore it for a moment. Base tint, let's go white. Go. Minimum opacity 0.12, max opacity 0.13. Tile U and V is 2 and 3.8, correct. Radius A is 0.3, hardness A 0.492, radius B is 0.552, Q, and the hardness is some insane number that I will simplify to 0.069. Radius C we disable, the colors we disable, and then the opacity mask, we really will need this, won't we? So I can see that it's actually the same one as the one that we made. Let me check first. So I have it now, and then what? The tint power needs to go to -414. Okay? We're kind of breaking stuff here, but we'll get there. And the color map emission needs to go to 2.7. The minimum opacity is correct. Polar center will be 0.3. So that's that, and now let's derive the color though. So dot emissive color, this one, we want to use this hex. Okay, now see this noise is just giving this, but you only have that, so I wonder if we could reuse that. Yes, we totally can. So yeah, navigate to your liquid blue and just reuse it in the opacity mask. And then the next thing that I think we want to do is like want to play with the min and max opacity in order to get something similar to on the left. So like it's not identical, but I think it serves its purpose. Maybe you could agree in some ways it's also cooler this way. So I'll leave you with this one and you can play to change it to be more like mine on the other side. Because yeah, reusing the same texture is just easier than having to go back in Substance Designer and just recreating stuff needlessly. So I hope you agree with me on that part. We close the unnecessary stuff. And here in the tooth we save this and we press to navigate to it, and with it highlighted I can also close it. And here in the set material I will use that and then I'll just compile and save. And now when the asset doesn't have a partner to exit to, it just turns into this. So yeah, as it is usually with this tutorial, I actually like the vision and the visual of this better than that one over there, but yeah, that is cool. So yeah, that is done. Let's replug that there and let's clean up here because it's actually crazy. So our work in our construction script related to our door is nearly finished. Okay, there's only one final thing that I've added. If here we are leading to another exit partner in the same level and we're teleporting from position A to position B in this one level, then the entire idea behind this gate is that I will show you how to create another function for it that actually lets you teleport to a completely brand new level. It actually loads, unloads the current level, loads a new level and just teleports the player between those two positions. I want you to have like the possibilities to do that, not just like teleport around in the same level. With that in mind, here I want to expose something that references this potential other level and also ask the question of, are you using this door to teleport to an existing level or to another level? And depending on the answer on that, we will do another check over here in the construction script and turn the invalid visual in case you were to say, I want to teleport to a new level, but then forgot to actually give the reference to that new level. So in order to do that, here in the setup, here in the teleport, I want to click plus, and I want to create a new variable called level to go to. This is where we'll be moving to, and I want to click on another one and say level to unload, which is the current level. For the types, here I want to press and say world. And here there's a bug, okay? When you turn variable type to search for a world, a level type, it doesn't actually exist. So what we need to do instead is a trick. And this trick is go in your event graph. We'll do stuff here later, but say load stream level by object reference. And here on this thing that appears, see, it's a world soft object reference. I don't know why when we click here and we say world soft. No, it's not this. So I don't know why it doesn't appear. This is like a mistake on the part of Epic, it seems. I hope they fix it soon. But essentially to get over it, I will need to delete these things that I just did, compile. I added the load stream level, and here I say promote variable, and only now I get this type. Like incredibly bizarre, but it's just the way it is. So this one will be level to go to, and then I'm going to copy that and paste it and do the same trick, promote variable, and I'll say level to unload. Cool. And now that I've actually gained these two, I can delete these things here. These still exist, which is perfect. So both level to go to and level to unload, I want to make instance editable, compile, and I want to both put into the teleport category, because like that's what we're all about. The level to go to is, I will give it a description of this is where player ends up if they TP to a new level. And level to unload is, this is the current level, the one that we stream out. I go back to the construction script. And here in the construction script, level to go to I drag to get, and then I say is valid soft object reference. This is a Boolean question. And if the answer of this Boolean question is no, so we go if branch. We do this check right after is not valid. If the answer is false, so like this doesn't exist as a reference, then we execute off this. Okay? If this is true, everything is perfect and we don't need to set like our colors to invalidate. Now we can see here that if there is an exit partner, it works. If there is a level to go to, I'm just going to like say any level, it works as well. But the moment both are not there, it just breaks. And whether we want to use this or this, we'll specify in the blueprint logic in a few moments. But anyway, this essentially is our construction script done. And I hope you can see how it's like incredibly powerful, and I absolutely love construction scripts. So I'll just comment this and say if references are missing to locations or levels, then indicate portal doesn't work by giving it empty visual black vortex. Amazing. So yeah, with that, our construction script work is done. So let us continue by doing some cool blueprints work. So in our work for the blueprint, first I'm showing you like the final result now. I want to specify whether the gate type teleports to a location or a level. This is something that I was mentioning a moment ago. I want us to know which one here we're using. And to do that, I'm going to go to the data folder that we created and I'll do another enum. So I search for enum. I'll call it enum teleport type tut. Don't put the tut at the end. I'll open it up. for description, I'll say, does this teleport to a location in existing level or to a brand new level? And for enumerators, I'll add 2, and the first one will be to a location, the second one will be to a level. And I think they're kind of like descriptive, so I'm not going to add any descriptions. And I save that. And here on my event, I'll delete this. Can this go away? I'll say switch on enum teleport type tut, and that made the thing go away, so that's cool. This I'll delete. This I'll promote to a variable, and I'll say door function type. And this door function type I will again expose. I click the I there, or like here instance editable on, say different ways to accomplish the same thing, and I will put it in category teleport. In description I will be saying what type of door is this when it comes to teleport. File save. And now we get this door function type to location, to a level, and by default it's to a location, which is cool. And now here, depending on to a location or to a level, I want to execute 2 different custom events I'm making. I'm going to show them here to you. One is getting the partner actor exit location. So we reference the exit partner, we check if they're valid, and then we get a location to teleport to. I'll explain in a moment. But if it's the other one, we teleport to a level, then we make sure that the level is a valid soft object reference, and if it is, we say to the entire blueprint that indeed we'll be loading another level, and we get the transformation of the exit location in that other level. I'll show you in a moment how that happens as well. So these are like the 2 different things that can happen. So let's make them for us. So here to location, I'll drag and I'll say custom. No, actually, I will right click anywhere and I say custom event to add custom event. I'll call it get partner actor exit location. A bit long, but it serves our good purpose. And I'll say print string ASD just for time being. And here to location, I'll get partner, like I'll call the same thing, right? So this now calls to this. Perfect. And then under I'll get custom event again. And this one I'll call get partner level to go to. That's even a longer name, but it works. And here we call it. So we call that down there. Perfect. And now I will call this print string, because I want to show to you that it works in a moment. So up here, let's say got exit location, and here let's say got partner level. You don't need to do this if you don't want to. I'm just showing and testing to you. So yeah, when event begin plays, we comment and say get references to partners and locations, and I will put these to be like this yellowish color. And something that I like doing is, because we'll build up a lot of stuff here and we want things to be readable, I'm going to copy that and just do this, okay? And now I know that this color references to this color, if you get me. And here I don't even need the text, I just want the color. So I'll remove this, and I'll remove this. And yeah, the end result will essentially be, we'll build up this, you know, and like I think it's like really nice and readable when made this way, hopefully. So yeah, cool. Event begins playing, and like we select one of them types, and then things happen. So let's compile and test it, because I think it's just important to test stuff out. So this will be going to a location, and we have set the location one. This will be going to a level, and we haven't set the level, but it doesn't really matter. It should still play. And click play. And see up there it says get partner. It was really quick. Let's change this. Duration 5. Duration 5. Compile. Let play. There we go. Got partner level, got exit location. So we know that when the event begin play happens, things work out. Oh, and this might be a problem. I just realized we're colliding with the box of the geometry. So see, that's important why it's important to test, because we would have missed that out. So we have start setting up our logic. Let's fix our collision issue before we continue. Easiest way to preview, quick tip, click here, lit, and let's go to player collision. And you can see that we want to accomplish something that looks like this, but instead we're getting this. So the way to fix that is, let's select this, and then here we can select the door gateway, and we can click this to lead us to it. We open this up, and now in a full production, if I were creating this as Rebellion, I would spend time to go into Blender and create an incredibly low poly collision where we have hollowed out this, and we can go inside of it with a collision that's as low poly as possible. I'm not going to do that here because we'll end up wasting a lot of time. Instead, I'll just show you how to set this to use the geometry as collision, which is bad because this geometry is needlessly dense and the collision doesn't need to be nearly as dense as well. So just be mindful that you should be creating low poly collisions, but that is a topic for another video. So here I'll just show you how to get over it quickly. So collision preset, I scrolled down to get me to collision part, should be block O, but we want under it to say collision complexity, use complex collision as simple, and then hit save. Okay, and if we go back in the level, we immediately see that our art is now being used as collision. And then the next thing that we want to do is we want to click here again, and we need to select the vortex plane. And we navigate to the plane itself, and this plane, it actually just doesn't need to have any collision. So we scroll down, 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 and we go collision preset, no collision. Save. And it didn't change. Why? Let's test it, play. Yeah, it's not line. Why is that? So I imagine that we have stuff overwriting it in here. So go to the blueprint, navigate here, find SM door vortex plane. By the way, I have forgotten to put it to static. Please put it to static. And then find collision here. There it is. Locale to no collision. Compile, save, go back. There we go. So now we can actually like move between these. Play. Perfect. That's exactly what we wanted. So here, let's go to lit mode. Cool. Our collision is fixed. So now that our collision is all working, let's get the first logic working. We're like, let's teleport to a location B. Not like anything more complex, like another level. So I'm going to rotate this around and put it here. This can stay kind of like where it was, but I'm just like going to be testing. This I will change to be to a location as well, and I'll change this. And let's indicate that each leads to one another by like putting them both to a rainbow, for example. This was my logic behind how I made it. By the way, that like same color will lead to one another, which is cool. So I want to teleport from here to here. So we go back to this and we go to the event graph, and what we want to do next is we want to expand our logic to get partner actor exit location, this one up here. And once we have gotten the location, we'll create another event here that triggers when the player walks in. So we'll like, let's make it so like these type of like string triggers when we walk into the invisible sphere, so we know that we're walking into the portal, and then we'll do the more complicated stuff. I want you to select the collision sphere trigger and then drag it over here, okay? And then with it selected, you want over here to do on component begin overlap, that is the second one. Click the plus, and it will give you this just under the sphere. So let's place it like around here. So what we want to do now is we want to right click and get player pawn, and we want to check. So here we're overlapping an actor, and in this case it's going to be another actor, and we will do equal equal to check if it is the same as the player pawn. And this gives us boolean, so we branch into an if. We connect this to that, and if indeed it is the player that just collided in, I want to get a reference of the player blueprint, because this is a third player blueprint, and we want to reference it. So I will create a custom event, and I call it get player BP for blueprint. And I will drag it down here, while here I'm going to just call it get player BP. And in the get player BP, I'm going to do the following. Do once, because I want this to happen only the first time you as a player ever walk into the collision sphere. I don't want to be redoing it because it will be needless. Here in complete, I will cast to BP third person character, which is like the one that we were just looking at a minute ago, the one from your template. And for object, it's going to be get player pawn, like so. And this here as BP third person character is now the reference. This is why we're doing everything. And I want to promote that to a variable. Okay, there we go. And here I'm going to comment on this and now say that once the player has overlapped with the collision sphere for the first time, we cast to player BP once and get reference of it to keep for the rest of the game, or for the rest of this level being open, because this reference will be lost if we start switching from level to level, but that is not relevant to us now. I just wanted you to be aware of the facts. And now here we're calling it, which is perfect. And in the false, I want to do a print string. And in the print string, I want to say something different from the player overlapped the entrance, because why not? Just so we are aware. I don't think that ever happened in me creating everything. I'm going to delete this sphere, by the way, because it's not needed. But why not have it? And then here, I want to do a few checks. Okay. So first one, in order for me to do checks, I need to do a branch if, right? But I need the conditions, and I will lay out the conditions for you now. That sounds dramatic. The first condition is this loads another level, and this needs to be a boolean. That is what conditions are. And by default, we're not going to change anything. We will just keep it like so. And I will drag this to get it here. Okay. And then the next condition that I want is I click here again and I say partner is set. Compile. I don't change anything to it either, and I get it. And here I'm going to do or. So this one or this one, either of them, in this branch check. And if it's true and it loads another level, we want to create a new custom event. And this will be called begin player relocation. So this will be the function, the event, that actually starts the sequence of us teleporting the player. Okay, and I will call it here. begin player relocation. Cool. So essentially here what I'm saying is like, if there is a set partner, do it. If there is another level loading, do it as well. It's or, because it can be one of that. If one of them is off, the other is on, that's completely fine. It still means that one is valid. So we have all of the information needed in order to be teleporting. And this I'll be setting in another spot in a moment. But if none are set, we can just do a print string. And this print string can just say no exit partner is set. This will be kind of like an error. This I will move the begin player relocation. I'll move here. And I love colors, as you can see. So I select this and I comment it, and I will go with a nice blue hue. I'll remove this. And now we are nicely color coded. That can go down there. And this color I want here because that's like the entire logic behind it. Cool. And we want everything to be tidy, so we are going to select that and comment it, and we say when overlapping with collision sphere, check if it's the player, then begin sequence. The sequence is like the teleportation sequence, then begin TP sequence. Perfect. So yeah, let's do it actually, and let's print string and say I am teleporting, and let's test. I don't think it should work because we're not setting any of these yet, because these two need to be set up there, but just to show to you how everything is going so far. So we go in and it says no exit partner is set, so that's correct. Okay, but at least you saw it happen. We collided with the sphere and give us the string from the sequence, so it actually works, like it gave us this. So let's fix these two in the logic. So we go back up a notch. And this goes back to me saying, let's make it so we teleport to a location first. And I need another break, so we'll be right back. Now let me think.